Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tactical Breach Wizards. I have my guy with internet connection, and I will let him introduce himself.
Hello, this is Laylight from the Field Intelligence Office.
And so, as our friend here in Medell is saying, we've been doing a pretty nice job so far. Good to have long-term goals.
Indeed.
Rion does not have a high opinion about his former co-workers.
Makes sense, yep. It took her a lot of work to even find these people. You know, she was desperate enough to put Steve on the team. You know she's desperate.
Well, to be fair, Steve basically gave her access to the RPD mana confiscation room.
Yeah, like she's scraping the bottom of the barrel for henchmen. What if Liv had a reason to send him there? Well, he can set things mildly on fire.
Remember, but his big thing is that his fire can burn mana, which you can't conventionally do.
I mean, the super soldiers that they've been trying to make are people who are injected full of mana. Hmm.
Reinforcements? No. Kennedy doesn't have to know that. Oh.
She's only human.
A failure of intelligence. And I just want to point out that letting your messengers get captured to give your enemies bad intelligence is a time-honored classic.
Indeed.
And now telling Reactor that there's reinforcement tunnels down there. Oof. Yeah, convincing Board to light the mana on fire may be an issue.
Yeah, how are we going to get him and us on the same page?
Yeah, and Liv is still, a wild card here.
Well, we have to know his motivations. Is he in this for the money, or is he in this for ideological reasons?
Or because Liv threatened him.
Hmm.
So they admit the plan is a work in progress.
Well, it's true. We'll deal with the stuff that needs dealing with immediately first, and then we'll worry about the stuff that happens later.
Yep.
When you're building the runway in front of your airplane, you have to build the front of the runway first.
Mm-hmm. Although this is a problem with having all of your ability or all your important location in the same spot. It's great for mutual defense, but not so much if somebody actually takes it.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that Amia or Amia?
I don't know. There's no IPA pronunciation guide.
Hmm. Come on, back up, back up. There we go. Anything left? So
I guess we could always
reactor.
ask Zan for his input on Villa Medil, I guess.
Well, no, this is for when we make our connections.
Oh.
Yeah. So he points out that reactor took the villa.
Oh,
So
he
it's
just
like,
gives a hint as to what two things to connect. Alright.
yeah.
Fair
And then
enough.
so for us, the next move is also the there. And why we need it. Medill has a network of anti.
Oh. That does seem like... Yeah, there's like a trade-off there. Like, do you want that to be controlled from one location, or do you want, like, a distributed network, or, like, one base is in charge of one base's defenses? Like, it might be that they decided that simpler was better, and it's just kind of biting them in the butt now.
Yeah. But the idea is
Because
here
you don't
we
want,
got,
like, a Byzantine general's problem with, like, who's in charge of what turrets,
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, when do you attack, and, like, are your messages, your coordination messages going to get intercepted?
But the idea is that this defense line here points south so that it can also fire on people attacking the mines.
Exactly. So, yeah, they decided to solve the issue by just having one general, metaphorically speaking, and this is the failure mode for that.
And now it is time for Rion's anxiety dream. A little bit out of nowhere,
He didn't
but
really necessarily sign up for this in particular. I mean, he was part of Liv's team, but I think he envisioned himself, like, just doing this one job and then trying to get out when he saw the right opportunity, is how I'm seeing this.
yeah.
Whatever it was he wanted to get out of this, it wasn't what he's doing now.
Mm-hmm. So, Rion doesn't understand a dog when he's not a dog. So, we have our Rion and we have other Rion here. So Dream Rion faces right, our Rion faces left. But the thing is that when we swap forms, so the Rion, or hold up, did I have that backwards? I must have had it backwards.
We're Dream Rion because we're dreaming. That's just another Rion.
Alright, but regardless of how it works, as it is, when we switch, like, when this
He's out of
Rion
phase.
switches over.
Yep.
Actually,
It's a little bit disappointing that the dog doesn't get confidence outfits, but, I get it.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just switching it back and forth just to see the little effect there. It's kind of neat. Alright, so Rion wants to defenestrate 3 people with the pole.
Well, this is a good map to do that on.
Yeah.
Like, the Riot Priest with the shield, I think only has 2 stability.
Only has 1 stability and 2 gas mask.
Yeah, well, the gas mask is not going to be the problem. Seems like they're a prime target to get pulled now because they're going to be way more of a hassle if they're not dealt with on this turn.
Yeah. Ooh. Hold on.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I was thinking...
Just 1 damage.
I mean, might as well just pull him away.
Sure.
just looking at my options here, because
Yeah, I mean, we can already do like a swap potentially to like once you're done doing everything you want to do in human mode as Dream Rion, then you can turn into a dog to take cover essentially, and then the other Rion can do another vine or something.
Yeah, but I can toss you out the window there, or out the middle there, because I'm
Sure.
thinking this Rion.
Yeah, that way you
Oh,
should be able to take cover. There is the. Oh, interesting that the cleanser with the grenade is still shooting the grenade at the dog.
because it doesn't deal. Well, it deals more like mana damage, but
Yeah, it's 1 damage and mana drain, so I guess maybe that's okay as long as we do a plan where that Rion uses their mana first. Then they don't have any mana to drain.
mm-hmm. Let's remove you. Because we can spore bomb you.
Sure.
And then Rion wants to defend a straight. So we've got one more person to pull out.
So yeah, you could just throw out a dart to get rid of that mana before it gets stolen from you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. We got Riddling Dart, you, and then Rabid Bite. Might as well just bite you.
All right.
Oh, and now he's taken out, or doing both there, so...
Okay, that works. I mean, normal Rion is still getting. Yeah, one of those Rions is going to get hit by the tracker for. Oh, you can take cover. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Very good.
and because they don't shoot the dog.
Right. So now it'll just be a matter of figuring out how to pull that guy into the pit, but that's a problem for next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if they're not even going to move, then that makes things even easier. Alright.
No, there we go.
Alright, everybody to the green zone then. Alright, simple enough introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know how our abilities work. I'm worried you're going to spiral if you don't find paying work. That sounds like a lot more like what Rion would tell himself.
Yeah, and there's also a problem that, Jen has.
Of course.
Very eloquent. Very, very eloquent.
Now that you mention it, that was a wild fucking swing.
Yeah.
Wow, woof. Yeah, the subconscious always draws on something. Some sort of experience.
Mm-hmm. A man who is very mercenary is beginning to doubt the money.
Well, the paper's only worth as much as the people who are involved with putting that paper together. It's the people that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a paper that's worth its weight in gold, or a paper that's not even worth using as toilet paper.
Yeah.
There's a man that's traveled the world.
Time for a walk.
Alright, that's how he
Alright.
breaches a door.
Yeah. Rion wants to have a rabid enemy deal 6 damage to another enemy.
Well, sounds like we want an enemy that does a lot of damage, huh?
Yeah. Now we can drop somebody here, grab the intel, and breach again.
So it looks like all those walls in the interior are full height walls, with the exception of the boarded up windows.
Yeah. But we'll need to breach one of these other doors in order to... Because I'm looking at this. Swamp forms, breach here.
Okay, the dog cannot breach the door. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Maybe in the sequel.
Yeah. I want Rion to... Because this guy deals 3 damage. And we're in a position where I just want to see where you're going to go on your turn. So you're going to hit this guy.
Fair. Of the
So
two guys to hit, that's actually probably the better one.
Yeah, but we want to deal 6 damage.
Alright, we do have 3 mana between the two of us, so that can work. Alright. That poor tracker is now very brittle. Acceptable.
And then this Dream Rion is still in a position where he can run out and around and do fun and interesting things.
Now, enemies won't target the dog, but I don't think that applies to, like, if you just bite... I was wondering what would happen if you bit the barrel. Probably would blow up and hurt the dog.
It doesn't allow
barrel
you
doesn't
to.
discriminate.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow you to. I could bite this guy, but he's got the protection.
Yeah, like, that would probably just turn them rabid and do 0 damage, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, seems reasonable. I'm not sure who the shepherd is targeting right now, though.
So this guy, the shepherd, isn't targeting anybody right now, doesn't look like.
Yeah.
But this guy, the absolver, is not doing anything. So I can
Yeah, because he doesn't actually have a gun, like a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just
reaction.
confused and is not doing his normal action, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could foresee and see what happens.
Sorry, people, I kind of hit the button.
The shepherd, I guess, just didn't notice that there was a dog that became not a dog.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, we still have this guy to deal with.
Yeah, we might not have wanted to be so overeager on the spore bomb. Like, spore bombing that guy when we want the rabid shield guy to attack him later for the clean, like... No, you already took care of the 6 damage. What am I talking about?
Yeah, because that'll be the 6
damage. Yeah, I was just
damage.
saying that the other thing you could do with the spore bomb is throw it all the way down the hallway through the door and hit both the barrel and the absolver.
Yeah. Also, I think I want to hold off on that for now, because I don't want to use up the rabid bite on this Rion just in case.
Okay, that's fair. Well, no, you do need to rabid bite the shield guy so that he actually does attack, like, number 1 does attack number 2. But Dream Rion in the lower left, you want to save his rabid bite.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Nope, nope.
See, yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about. I think you undid past the point where you bit that guy.
Oh, no, because he needs to be the dog in order to not get hit.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Yeah. Alright. Then that does constrain... Like, that does constrain mean that that guy has to be the dog, and so Dream Rion in the lower left has to not the dog, but I guess we can work with that.
Mm-hmm. Because we're also in a position here where, like, I can Impaling Vine this guy just to... Does that work? No.
No, he's invulnerable.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but okay.
I mean,
But
you could pull the barrel, probably, with the right angle. Then take cover from the shepherd.
yeah, like I could do that, which frees him up. But we don't have
And
to
as a
deal
bonus,
with...
technically we attack the barrel and not the absolver, so the shepherd doesn't care about that.
Exactly. Alright, so
Okay,
that's
got that
done.
6 damage, so now we just have to clean up. Alright, they are still rabid. They didn't run in a very useful direction, unfortunately. Although maybe we can pull them a little bit to help them out. Like, lower left Rion might be able to run around the shepherd and, like, pull the shield guy through the window a little bit, moving them forward 1 tile, and then maybe they can run forward and attack the shepherd.
Do that.
Yeah, that sounds plausible. Oh, no, they can already attack through the window, apparently. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
But
That does count as a direct attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they had the range to do that even without that, but then there's a spore bomb. Nope. That's not enough damage. Nope. Gotta knock them out.
Yeah. Other Rion. Swap form. Not in a position.
And you already... That Rion already moved, I think, apparently?
Yeah.
Where did they start? Yeah, there. Okay, so they can't go that far. Okay, they can only go about to the middle of that room.
So right now, this guy's going to walk over here to hit him. And ignore Dog Rion.
Okay, can you check the movement order? Does that happen before the shepherd acts? Yeah,
Remember
you're still number 1. So yeah, that the game knows. That's why they made the shield guy go first.
Mm-hmm. And the shepherd doesn't have a default attack. He only has the reaction attack.
Oh, I thought he did have a default attack. Apparently not. Alright. Yeah, ability, Slug of Justice. Oh no, that's under the ability. Yeah, okay, I guess they don't have an end of turn attack. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did, but I guess I'll have to check the footage again.
Hold on, I'm just going to check something here. If I spore bomb that...
That technically counts as hitting the tracker, so yes, we get countered, but it's only for 2. So yeah, now the shield guy is attacking that. So you could run over and grab the mana and brittle the shield guy for later, for when we're ready to kill them as the last enemy.
Yeah. But let's not brittle, because the brittle does go away, like does slow down a little bit. So let's...
Okay.
Yeah. Swap forms. You run up there.
Sure.
Grab mana. Just making sure that there's only one action available to the enemy team here.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's the closest thing to attack. Alright, we should be able to gang up on them this turn and do some damage.
Yeah. So, you will... Riddling Dart.
Yeah, like, lower left Rion is in a good spot to be able to pull them down left into that pallet for a lot of knockback and a lot of damage, but we'll see what else has to be done. No, not that way, like, diagonally. Like, so that all the knockback converts into damage. Yeah, on the other side of that pallet. There you go. So yeah, maybe you can clean that last 2 up there. Maybe the Rabid Bite, how much damage does that do? 1. Yeah, and they're brittle, so that'll go through.
Mm-hmm, so Rabid Bite. There we go.
Yep, there you go. Brittle. Yeah, he's got a lot of tools to work, on his own. No man is an island, even people who claim that they're islands.
Hey, you do not
Hey,
insult the hats.
doesn't have to be with them, just with somebody. Well, guess we might as well air our grievances. What is our problem with them exactly? Yeah, that's the trouble with these kinds of dream therapy sessions, is that both sides are raising valid points. Oof. That sounds personal.
So Rion has limits when he's in a dog as a dog. Hey now, good boy.
Sounds like he has nobody he can rely upon. Nobody he really does truly trust.
Yeah, it sounds like this is not a conversation he's had with himself.
It's tempting to feel like you have to do everything all by yourself. Like, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. But if you do that too many times, then you'll spread yourself too thin.
Or just burn out.
Oof.
Oh. Oof.
I mean, obviously, I can't really speak from experience, but I don't think that well adjusted people usually become hitmen.
No.
No, they become hitmen because they feel like that's the way that they can solve their life's problems. One way or another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't worry, he's not going anywhere.
Alright, that's a lot of reinforcements. Deal 10 damage with 1 spore bomb.
Yeah, Rion is many things, but he is not fast enough to cross the whole map in one turn. That's not really his deal.
Yeah.
He's more of a slow and steady kind of figure.
Oh, not a good shot there.
Yeah, honestly, the cleansers, the grenade launcher guys, are probably more of a priority target than the trackers, since you can take cover from the trackers, but not from them. And like you said, yes, it is useful to preserve the darts for a later turn to use on priority targets, but they're trying to work against that, of course, by stealing your mana before you can use it on a later turn.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there is a lot of mana on this map. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah, because there's an armor guy coming through there, and who knows what's coming out those other sides.
Yeah, those are... I think that's a shepherd on the right and a tracker on the upper right, but, yeah, I would not
there.
be... I would not be surprised if meaner enemies come through next, 2 turns from now.
Yeah.
So it seems like a fair start.
Yeah, I'm just looking at here. because I realize, like, depending on, like, this guy,
Yeah, like
for example,
there was no point in using the Rabid Bite on that tracker when we could say Rabid Bite the shield guy instead.
but we can Rabid Bite these two guys here on the, here, let me just get out of the way, and put ourselves into a position where we can seal these two doors.
Right, that's how I cross the map, as a dog.
Yeah. So, for example, this Rion here can Rabid Bite you.
The shepherd, yep.
Yep. And then move there, swap forms, seal the door.
Very good. Alright, so I stand corrected. He can sneak around as need be.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay, and that 3 knockback just converted into a shove onto him, so that's fine.
But with the extra point of, like, the mana from sealing the door...
Yeah, that's fair.
That just knocks him straight out.
Alright, very good. Well, if that's the case, if we were knocking them out... Right, the bite wasn't for the target redirection, it was just to move across the map.
Yeah. So we could
do
that.
Very good.
Swap forms, seal door.
There are so many options that they had to compress the options a little bit to fit them all.
Yeah. And that basically cleans up 2/3 of the map there. Now we're going to be kind of awkward to get to this other one here, but still, sealing off those two...
Yeah, you still have a move action, so I guess you can move forward, take the intel. I'm not sure if you need the mana or the movement, but... Well, I guess you want to stay out of the way of that, so I guess just the mana then.
True.
Maybe... Yeah, 5 move... 5 is just enough to round the corner and get to the door next turn.
Yeah, but it also
movement.
Yeah, but also puts us in a position where this guy's going to come swinging.
Right, I'm saying from the mana, like beside the blue mana, you can still move to the door next turn.
Not quite. Or wait, can rewind.
Yeah, because 5. Yeah, it counts diagonal
1,
movement.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well grab the intel anyways.
Sure.
Oh, I could put 5 spots of Brittling Dart on this guy now.
That's a fair idea. Yeah, we shouldn't need any Brittle on anybody else, and we're probably sealing that door next turn, I hope. So
yeah, I don't think Rion's going to get the 10 damage from one Spore Bomb, but...
No.
Actually, let me just see how that works.
We'll do this cleanly anyway.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
6.
Achievement get. So, Thin Ice, I get plus 5 damage from having enough Brittle on somebody.
Alright, that guy was very brittle.
Yes, but I can now rewind and not worry about... I've got the achievement.
Yeah, so, I agree, I don't think you're getting the, 10 damage, thing this time, since we already knocked out that tracker that's down there and the other tracker that's over there, but
he's got 6 Brittle now.
So if you hit him in a barrel, or actually no, can you target the do you have an angle to target the space in between those two guys, the tracker and the shield priest, riot priest?
Swap forms, Spore Ball. No, just barely.
So close.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, you could back up and not take that 1 mana, so you'd go forward instead. So you'd be -1 mana, but you'd have the... You might have the angle? I'm not sure. It's a little hard to tell from this camera angle.
Hold on, let me just...
Because if you can hit both of them, that's worth more than, like, 1 Brittle on the shield guy.
Yeah, no, because this corner here is blocking me off. I'd need to...
slightly wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe if you went back instead and you were on the other side of the mana, yeah, from there maybe you can do it.
Nope, because... Hold on, Spore Bomb. Nope, I'm being blocked off by all this stuff here.
Oh, oh yeah, there's a wall there. Yeah, in between the orange desk and the mana desk. Oh, yeah, that is like just slightly like diagonally askew in the worst way. Oh
Yeah,
well,
damn it.
it was worth a try.
Yeah. But I've got the achievement, so I don't have. I can roll back to this point here and just hold off and maybe see what comes from next turn.
Yeah, if you want to stall out and let that reinforcement actually spawn, I guess that's fine.
Because he
Like,
runs
we've
there.
demonstrated that we could seal it off, but we don't need to.
Yeah. Swap forms. Grab the intel. Slap all the brittle on you. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't cut the corner.
Oh, I see. Alright.
No.
Well, shucks. On the plus side, that guy is very brittle now, so maybe, like, now you can do, barrel and him, and that'll be enough damage?
I don't think I can hit.
Not from that position, I guess.
Yeah. No. Leave cover. Rewind. Leave cover. Rewind. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, you still have your swap forms. You still have an action. Can't steal from anybody, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's still only 6 damage, unfortunately.
Yeah, not really brittle enough, and that... I think that means that the barrel doesn't actually count as far as, like, an extra unit that contributes to Spore Bomb, so... Like, it gets blown up by the damage, I guess, but it doesn't boost the overall damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're just poorly set up for that, and I don't really feel like sticking around to let that, like... The Shepherd will complicate matters, so I'm glad to just clean up on this turn and then deal with the Shepherd next turn and call it good.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Alright, so we got a little sloppy by, well, we kind of tried to hedge our bets as far as keeping the confidence goal open and accepted the risk of the reinforcement actually coming through. And that's just how this played out.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but one Chapel Shepherd is not going to be an issue.
No.
Especially considering, his whole thing is,
Yeah, countering when we hit allies, of which there are none.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, good enough.
Yeah. I still find it kind of funny, he can use himself as a backstop for the pull.
I assume that he just kind of grapples them into himself, and then he just kind of, like, gut checks them as they come in.
Hey, that would be an interesting, an interesting card for fights in tight spaces. A pull and damage, like an opposite to a front kick.
Alright, we can dream of such things later.
Yeah.
Okay. Smart bomb.
Yep. Allies in blast area aren't affected, but still add to the target count.
This isn't the kind of personal growth that I thought he was working towards, but I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. You know what? We've got time now. Let's just go through this conversation.
Sure. Works for me. Well, I'm glad those two feel comfortable enough around each other that they can talk like this. He is opening up a
Mm-hmm.
little bit.
Yeah, they did have a nice discussion about poisons earlier. And even in Medill, there's still different subcultures.
Yep. Figures. Oof. Sounds like he's never had a place to call home, really.
No, but do we want to apologize or commiserate?
Ugh.
Because domestic abuse is not a funny matter.
Yeah, there's no real right answer here. Yeah, I guess you can commiserate. Yeah.
Oh, I
Oof.
just want to remind people that domestic abuse is not tolerable.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Do you get it, Laylite?
Well, that's why, he's both dog and man, I guess. Might as well spell it out for the audience.
Yep. Rion
Mm-hmm.
is not a druid who can turn into a dog.
Yep,
Rion is a dog who can turn into a druid.
that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
When you
It looks like we
transformed,
can.
was your leg still broken?
Yeah. That's the doctor talking.
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely the doctor talking.
Yep. Probably her way of processing as well.
I guess. Well, this is a human world. Humans get all the privileges. Well, that too, I guess. Mm.
Yeah, Rion is not in a good place either way.
Well, makes sense. If you're a human, you're a drifter, then you can't really get, you can't really do the standard, employment channels now, can you? Can't exactly get a state ID, can you? You gotta live off the grid.
And that would be one of the neighbor's dogs barking out my door there. And the dog Rion just wants to see the best in people. And he...
Sounds like the human Rion is kind of like the coping mechanism that dog Rion has developed in order to deal with the world the way it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to read too much into the situation, but it sounds like it could plausibly be read as a multiple personalities kind of situation as well. You put on the human mask in order to deal with the human world.
Yeah. Where do you think we should go? I think this is another all options thing, because we've got the move on tag here. That's an interesting way of putting it. Is it really loyalty when everybody benefits, or because the loyalty keeps you when you shouldn't be there?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get into word games territory at this point, but loyalty is certainly what keeps you stuck to a situation that you think is bad, and the hopes, perhaps the misguided hopes, that it will improve at some point, or you'll be recognized for putting in the work to stick in a bad situation. And there's some situations, and it's hard to recognize them, where it is actually worthwhile to do that, but certainly it sounds like in his case, he's been in a lot of those kinds of cases where there is no reward at the end of the tunnel. You are stuck because you have not managed to wriggle your way out of the situation.
Yeah. I don't know. We're doing pretty good with the tactics part.
It's more of tactical stumbling than shambling.
Yeah.
Sure, pinball. Right... We can work with that. That's a good word.
Yeah, we're the right kind of chaos. That nice mix of professional and amateur where we know what we're doing, but we're just unpredictable enough. Drunk hornets in a lion's den. And Rio's going, yeah, okay, fine, I owe you one.
Well, she asked, he answered.
Mm-hmm. And
wow,
that
he really opened up there. That explains a lot.
Yep. And that is all the side conversations in the game. All 6 of them.
Well, that certainly raises a lot of questions. If, animals can unlock, who else is out there?
So do you remember, very near the beginning of the game there, one of the conversations here between Zan and this even mentioned the idea of Daryl, Jen's cat, possibly unlocking or whatever, and Jen laughed it off.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the other side of it.
It's a horrible situation, understandable, but, everybody has their own story to tell.
Yeah. But I think that's enough for today. Animal cruelty is bad. Domestic abuse is definitely bad. But that should be it for this particular episode. I want to thank everybody
for go forward from here.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. Stop.